Direct News TV. October 8, 2023. A step closer to solving young Paulwell and mom's case, Jamaica. A lucky break, and an investigation which would rival the best in the world, have left the police confident that they have cracked the case of the abduction and suspected killing of the 10-month-old daughter of Member of Parliament Philip Paulwell and her mother. In an almost unprecedented move, Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of crime Fitz Bailey on Friday named Leota Bradshaw, even though she was not charged, as the main suspect in the abduction and suspected killing of 27-year-old Tashina Patterson and her 10-month-old daughter Saria Paulwell. Bailey did not name any of the three men who are also in custody in connection with the abduction of the daughter of Paulwell, the Kingston East and Port Royal Member of Parliament, and her mother. We think in the case of Ms. Bradshaw we have evidence that we could advance a case at this time, but we want to ensure that we cross every T and dot every I. And so, there are a number of things that are ongoing, and so we want to ensure that those have come to a conclusion before we proceed with the formal charging of her, DCP Bailey said. According to Bailey, the police are looking at charges of kidnapping, conspiracy to murder, and other charges against Bradshaw and the three men. The evidence that we have is very strong, and we will allow the administrative procedures to be concluded before we make that determination, as there are legal issues that basically prevent us from saying much more. But I am convinced that we are on the right track. I'm convinced about the quality of evidence, about the potency of evidence. I'm convinced, when I look at the material, that the evidence we have garnered so far is very strong and can stand up to any scrutiny in any court of law, added Bailey as he commended the Jamaica Constabulary Force members who are conducting the investigation. Bailey's commendation of the investigators was echoed by Jamaica Observer sources who hours later said the lucky break came when police accessed a private video of Patterson and her daughter entering a grey SUV on the day they were abducted. The video did not show the license number of the vehicle, but it was enough for the sleuths to narrow down their search for the two, said the source. In addition, the detectives utilized technology to track the use of Patterson's cellular phone to determine that it was last used in an Upper St. Andrew community, at a site where Bradshaw's phone was active at the same time. Armed with the information, the investigators linked a series of calls between Bradshaw and the men now in custody. Those calls reportedly intensified on the day Patterson and little Saria were abducted. It appears jealousy played a big part in the plot concocted to abduct and murder the mother and her child, said one Sunday Observer source on Saturday. One of the men in custody is a family member of Bradshaw, and it is suspected that he was the point man in the crime, the source added. The investigators have seen nothing to link the MP to the plot, and it appears that Paulwell is as much a victim as his missing baby mother and child, the source added. On Friday, news surfaced that the burnt remains believed to be that of Patterson and little Saria had been found in a secluded area in Rockford, in Paulwell's constituency, but the police later dismissed that claim. What the investigators found when they went to the area, based on solid information, was burnt remains of what they believe to be human bodies, but up to now it has not been determined if they are human remains, and it will take extensive DNA checks to prove if they are the mother and child. It is natural that the investigators will be cautious before making any pronouncement because they do not want the family, including Paulwell, to lose hope that they will be found alive, added the source. Up to press time there was no word from the police if Bradshaw, who was put through a vigorous question-and-answer session in the presence of her lawyer on Saturday, or any of the three male suspects had been charged. Bradshaw has repeatedly denied having anything to do with the disappearance of the mother and child, as she told the Observer, "I will continue to pray for the safe return of Ms. Patterson and her baby and ask anyone with information to contact the police. My name is Kingsley. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be the first to be notified whenever we post. You won't regret it."